Hey, welcome back to Mill. My name's Bill. This is Pirate Solutions Forestry, and we're finishing up the timber frame order today. I only have 3 timbers to cut, 3 8x7s by 12 feet long. I got a few candidates up here. I'm also testing out a different pair of Mechanics prototype gloves. They sent them to me to test and give them feedback on how they perform. My favorite pair just isn't in my truck right now. It's inside sitting next to my chair. So I decided to pull out the other pair. These ones are a little bit more rugged pair. They fit my hands a little bit sloppy. However, they're great for handling bands and stuff like that. So I'll play with these today. These are prototypes, so I can't tell you what exact model they are. They haven't been released yet. But regardless, we have got 3 8x7s to cut today. So I'll show you the timber frame order here. And I don't know what the hell happened to it. It almost looks like the dog chewed on it. But I have these 3 tie beams to cut. And those tie beams on the timber frame order are right here. They create the top of the vent here, right here, here, and here. So that is all I have left to cut. Everything else is filled. Everything else has been picked up. Everything else is paid. So I have to cut these 3. I've got a fairly decent size old dry white pine up there right now that's cut at 13 feet long. I also have a little pitch pine right there. I think that'll do it. And one behind it that will definitely do it. So we're going to try these 3. I'll get you guys set up. We'll go to cutting. There are a couple of challenges in this one log. There's kind of like a big chunk taken out of it on the top right there, you can see. This has got plenty of size though, so I'm not really worried about it. It's got that big chunk out of the top. And also it's got a pretty good check in the end right here, but it does not go back to 12 feet. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. As we skin it down, we'll see what it looks like when we get into a cant. I know that it's sitting sideways right now, or at an angle right now, but I want to get that chunk off there. So I'm not really worried about that. I mean, if that goes back too far, it's going to ruin the log anyway. I don't know if I could get an 8x7 out underneath it or not. But what we're going to do is we're going to skin it into as big a square as we can and take it from there, just because of these imperfections. So we're going to go to cutting here, and I did clean up around the mill, so all my stuff is out of here. I haven't dragged the sawdust out of here yet. I still have not edged off all my flitches and stuff yet. So I will get to that next week, but I want to get this out of here before I go off on my little golfing vacay. So let's get to cutting. Let me fire up the mill. We'll get it warming up. Hopefully have enough fuel in it. Get a tape measure on my hip, and we'll start skinning it apart. I'm not going to do any real measuring here. I'll just do it with the sawmill. So that's at 12 inches. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take it off right there because that chunk missing on the top. We get some water flowing. Get this water flowing a little more in the middle of the band. And let's take it apart. Well, let's flip it over and take the side off it, or the other side off it. Here's a little bit funky on the outside, so we're going to have to try to skim this down to good wood. It's heavy for a little log. Huh. I don't know why it's so friggin' heavy. So I'm just going to take a look at my stops here. Oh, let's get these down around somewhere around 5. Shouldn't be a problem. I should never hit them there cutting an 8x7. It's about halfway up the log. And take it off about 10. This is going to be skinny. This is going to be tight on this bid. Because there's so much weird socket on the outside, I'm not being shy on my outside cuts here. If I had to give you a guess right now, I'd say we're not going to have any problem making 8x7 out of this. Out of clean center wood. It's beautiful middle wood, nice and solid. So we'll get her squared up on the side. Fire. Bees everywhere today. Not sure if they went into some sort of weird hibernation thing and then came back out or what, but there are yellow jackets everywhere today. Oop. It's pretty damn close right there. Yep, perfect. All right, so we'll take top off it somewhere around 12. I'm still running that same Stella Cut band that we've been running, that we're way out over 2,000 board feet on. I'm still running that band. I have 2 more in there that they're not wasted, but they're used. I looked at the teeth on all 3. I picked the best one. And we're just going to keep using it until it stops working. And we'll get the other side taken off it, and I'll show you guys something. I'll show you what I'm looking at, what I'm treating as wane right now. The outside sapwood, I'm treating that as wane. So I want to take that all off. And I'm going to, as I go, figure out kind of where it's the worst, and trim it off as I'll probably have to flip this over twice. It's not as simple as just, you know, cutting it out to like an 8-inch can and then cutting it to 7 and being done on this log. This log has got a little bit too much punkiness on the outside to do that with, so we're going to try and stay away from our dimension for a minute just to get the round parts off. I'm going to take it at 10 again, and then in theory that's going to give us 2 inches to take it down one way and 3 inches to take it down another. Should end up at 10 by 10. And I'm going to have to pause you guys because I just done run out of fuel. Pause you guys while I fuel up. It's going along so good too. Dan's cutting great. All right, I'm going to pause you. All right, we got fuel in it. We'll fire up and finish off this cant and then cut it down to 8x7. All right, let's finish off this cut. All right, so I'm going to show you what I'm dealing with because my next cut, I should be 10 by 10 now, I think. 10 by 10, yeah. I want to show you what I'm dealing with and what I'm trying to get rid of. So if you look at the side of this log here, you can kind of see the nice clean center wood. And if you look at the top, you can see center wood, but we've got a lot of this kind of punky worm-infested sapwood on the outside. So I'm treating this like wane right now. We want to get rid of this. I'm going to come down another inch on this side right here before I flip it. And if I look down this side I think is worse than this side. Yeah, for sure. So after I cut that inch off, we'll reassess. Then I'm going to cut an inch off of that side right there probably, or maybe inch off both. And we'll just see how it works out to get us into a nice, clean 8x7. So we're going to take 1 inch off it right now. We back you up a little bit. So I'm going to be throwing, I'll probably end up throwing them out there to the side anyway. But yeah, we're going to drop down, take an inch off, and we're going to trim all this sapwood off, hopefully. So we're going to come back, fire it up, and go down to 9. Get this board off here. That did a really good job. Really, I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's almost perfect. I think it'll be perfect when we get the sides off it. So, what we're gonna do now, because that other side's worse, and I'm gonna have to keep checking with to make sure that I don't make a mistake. But I know that I'm 9 by 10 now. I'm gonna take an inch off that other side, so we're gonna flip it back to me. And again, I should be coming down to 9. So right now we're 9 by 9, I think. 9 by 9. I still cannot finish this off yet. Still got some weighing down on the bottom down here. And I do have some weighing on the side right here. Or not weighing, the punky wood. I think I'm going to flip it backwards again and cut an inch off here. And then flip it backwards again, or I just have to go all the way over with it, one or two. I have one little weird spot right here too that I want to kind of get off, I think. That can come off either way. So I think what I'm going to do, flip it backwards again. Well, I've got a spot right here too. Problem is, a lot of that's going to come off the other side. Still, am I still 9 by 9 or 9 by 8 now? Got to be careful. 9 by 9. All right, so I got plenty of room. I think I'm going to take one off here. This face is the worst. Go to 8. Now I'm going to pick the worst of these two sides and I'm going to flip it on that side and go to 8. Get that one little chunk down there. And the pith is off center this way. So I think I do have a bunch of it right here too. It needs to come off one way or the other. I think I'm just going to flip it up, take it to 8, probably make it 7 in this dimension. So if I do that, I'm already at 8 the other way. So it's really an inch off here and an inch off the other side, and it's done. And we'll flip it all the way over, we'll take it to 7, and I think we're done. I think this ended up perfect. This should be 8 by 8 right now. It's 8 by 8. So I'm coming down to 7, cut it off, and this one's done. So I'll bring you over to show you what we ended up with. Almost center pith too. Came out great. It's perfect. We got a bunch of little barn board. They're really 7/8 because I'm coming down on inch mark. So they're really 7/8 thick, not inch. We got a bunch of those. We will use them for the roof of the shed or whatever. This came out really nice and clean. Almost perfect center pith. Got all the soft stuff off the outside. Off the outside. Nice solid white pine timber. Very heavy. There's a lot of water in this one. I don't exactly know why. Let's take a look at how the Stella cut band's cutting. Let's look down the corners. I mean, guys, still cutting awesome. I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't understand it. I mean, it's at the point where I don't understand. The only thing that I can explain would be that it has a lot to do with the roller guides, extending the life of this band. Hold on one sec, I'll get you back. Now, looking at the size of this timber, I don't think there's any way I get one out of that little one over there. It measures out at 11 on the small end, which should yield, in theory, 7.7. So 7.7 inch cant. I think it's a little wider the other way. I'll have to measure the length. If it's over 12, if it's way over 12, then I'll probably cut it and see if I can do it. And if not, I'll just cut it into a, I don't know, 7x7 or something, and probably give it to them as an extra piece. But I didn't really do a good job testing out these mechanics gloves because I kept one off the whole time. So, but I will be giving you updates on these. I mean, they're pretty heavy duty. I'll show you them up close here. So, and again, this is a prototype glove. They don't exist yet on the market, but you see the mechanics mark on them. Got a pretty nice heavy duty leather palm. And like I said, they're a little bit loose on me. I kind of like my gloves to fit like a glove. These are a little bit sloppy, but I think they'd be great for running chainsaws and dealing with firewood and stuff like that. And we'll see how long the leather lasts on them, like we did with the other one. So appreciate the watch. Hit me up with any questions or anything. And the mill, still cutting perfect, guys. It's cutting right on dimension. It's cutting flat. These Stella Cut bands, they're blowing my mind right now. Absolutely blowing my mind. I don't know whether Norwood watches this or not, so, you know, we'll find out. But the Stella Cut bands are just awesome. So let's double check. There should be 7, yep, by 8. Perfect. Dead perfect. Right on dimension. I'm going to tag it, mark one on there, get this off the mill, throw another one up, and maybe I'll see you in a little while. This Powered Solutions out.